Hello everyone, welcome to the John Molson Trading League videos. Today we're talking about the Rotman Interactive Trader. So it's the software that we use to trade our cases. So first and foremost, every time you fire it up, you're going to want to create a new user. So for your trader ID, it's just something fun. In your case, probably new trader or something along those lines. Your passwords, you can put whatever. There's no restriction on that. For your first name, you actually want to put in your full name. And for your last name, you want to put in your email.com. And for the server number, don't worry about that. We're going to be giving that to you during the case. So once you're in here, you can see that there's a couple of things that pop out at you first. You can see your empty workspace over here, as well as stuff to open on the top and information in the bottom. So let's talk about the information in the bottom first. So over here we have the status of the case. It's stopped. How much time is remaining in the case in minutes, and then the progress of the case in seconds. So this case is 5 minutes long, the one that we have running. So that's 300 seconds. And so the case is it just finished, so 300 out of 300. Now onto the top, you have a couple of things that you want to have open regularly and some stuff that are case specific. So first and foremost, you have a portfolio, which, as you might have guessed, shows you what you hold in your portfolio as well as information about the things that you hold. This information is editable. So let's say I don't want all of this clustered information here and I want just the ticker, how much I own of it, what its cost is, and what it last traded at. I can right click over here and uncheck anything that I don't want. So as I mentioned, I only want these couple of things over here. Let's say volume 2, of course. And here you can see just a much more concise portfolio. Next up, the case started running again, by the way, so you can see the time down here, 25 seconds into the case. Next up, we have our order entry. Here you can place very specific amounts of orders into the market. So you select the ticker you want to trade, and you select the volume. So let's say I want 5,055 at the market. So I just click submit buy and my order goes through. But let's say I want to do a limit order at a specific price. So I would click here and enter my specific price, let's say $2. And now I have an order for, well, the minimum is 5 in this case. So now I have an order of $5 in the market for 5,055 shares. Let's say I wanted to sell. I'd click here. It's the same concept. And let's say that I wanted more than just this open, so I don't have to keep changing between tickers. Instead of opening a new one from here, I just expand, click here several times. It's 2 stocks, so I'd want 4 open, 1 dedicated to buy, 1 dedicated to sell, and then these one I'll change as I go. Next up, we have our market depth. This is the meat and potatoes of every single case with the ladder and book trader. And because of that, we've decided to make a video dedicated entirely to explaining how the book and ladder trader work. So don't worry about that for now. We're skipping trade blotter. Next up, we have transaction log. So transaction log, as you might have guessed, shows you a list of a history of the transactions that have happened. Next up, we have a news box. So the news box, some cases require news, and this is where you'd see them. So you click over here, you'd load the specific news you want, and you'd read it down here. Next up, we have trader info. Trader info is important for 3 pieces of information: your current P&L, the gross trading limit, and the net trading limit. So cases have gross and net trading limits, and this is where you'd go to see if you're approaching that limit, and if you are, you'd want to maybe ease up on the trading or liquidate some positions so that you can continue trading. Next up, we have charting. Over here, we have 2 important charts. Our P&L chart, which shows us our profit and loss throughout the case, so throughout the 300 seconds of the case, and our securities charting. So in securities charting, you can put up the actual securities themselves and see how they've been performing throughout the case. You can also see spreads. So for example, let's say I wanted to see the spread between crazy and tame. I just put it in here, click enter, and you can see the difference between crazy and tame as well throughout the case. Next up, you have your chat. This isn't essential in any of the cases, but you're there with your friends, they're performing badly. You want to let everyone know, this is where you do it. Next up, you have your case. You have your kill. My bad. The kill all orders. Essentially, let's say I have 10 orders outstanding in the market, and some development happens that makes me say, you know what, I don't want these orders in the market anymore. I don't want them to be filled. I click kill all orders. All my orders would be pulled from the market. Now, this is a function that you'll be using a lot, and you'll be needing to use it very quickly. And so, for that reason, typically you're going to have more than one open. And to open multiple windows, you'd have to hold Shift and click it again, and then you have another one. You can place it at a convenient place wherever you need it in case you have some traders, some trading ladders and books all over. You'd want them to be nearby. You'd want the kills to be nearby. Finally, you have your case files. This just has some auxiliary information on the case that's currently being traded. So that's it for Intro to RIT. Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the next one.